Thank you, Nathan, for being here. And, as one of the most prominent voices in Canadian media, you've covered so many pivotal moments in Canadian history. What do you think you're most excited about in terms of the movement that is building DEI stronger in Canada?
When it comes to this event, it's oftentimes DEI, I think, is promoted in a good way in various industries. But when it comes to construction, it seems like it's a pretty big challenge. So it's one thing to talk about it, and it's one thing to say we need to do more, but this organization is actually doing something about it. And when you look around, you see the results of their work. So to get on, bring on sponsors like Desjardins and other major organizations to get them on board, it takes a lot of work. So it's encouraging to see it, and it's just a good sign. It doesn't mean that the work is over, but it certainly is a step in the right direction.
And what is the vision that you have for diversity and inclusion in the next 5 years?
I guess it no longer being a big deal and a thing where it's just normal, and I think what we're trying to do is just normalizing diversity and normalizing being intentional, because we've learned in the past that to leave it to chance, you end up hiring the same people. So you have to make it a point and have a framework in place so that you are promoting diversity within your organization. And even if you are someone who is responsible for that initiative, if you leave, that legacy should still be there and it should still continue. So you want to have the frameworks in place so that promoting diversity continues.
And I love that you mentioned actually shifting policy, because that's systemic change. And systemic change allows for the future for our children's children to also live in a more inclusive future. And for you, right, and how tonight's theme, as you know, is embracing possibility. So what does that mean for you as a media personality, and also as a journalist, and also as a community leader?
It means anything's possible. So if you put your mind to anything, it can be achieved. If you're good at what you do, you're in demand. And if you're the best at what you do, people want you. So no matter what industry you're in, strive to be the best, and I think you will succeed.
And lastly, what role do you feel that media plays in moving this message forward that is actually a movement?
The media can do a lot. So the stories that we choose, the guests that we speak with, the heroes in our stories, the experts that we bring on. In the media business, it's not just about doing a one-off story about this gala, but whenever stories about construction are in the news, to bring on people who work with organizations like this and to raise their platform. So I think the best thing and the biggest thing the media can do is raise the platform of people within these organizations to normalize seeing them in our newscast.
And touching on that, is there one story that you can think about that really moved you or embraces tonight's theme?
I would say every story. So what I mean by that is, if we're doing a story about tariffs, which is dominating our headlines, and we want to talk about the impact on the construction industry, well, get someone who works in the business, who owns a company, who is DEI or BIPOC or black or brown, who can just give their perspective about how it's impacting the industry. And it doesn't mean they're giving it a sort of a black perspective. They're just talking as a business owner. But you might not even know they work in the business if you don't see them. So it's what we do on a daily basis, really, where you can find people in the industry who own businesses who can talk about how they're impacted in the headlines. So it could be tariffs, or it could be something else. It could be something positive. It could be a major challenge. But whatever it is, we want to continue to form a relationship with them and raise their platform whenever we can.
Well, thank you for raising our platform and tonight's message, and for embodying tonight's theme, and also for being here and a huge supporter. So thank you so much.
Like you do. Thank you.